SportsCenter.
Yeah, it is. With Trevor Scales, I'm Madeline Burke. Would no Embiid for Philly mean a problem for the Knicks in Game 2? Perk and Wilbon join us to discuss.
Also, Buffalo beatdowns apparently not exclusive to Boston on the ice, and Spike Lee's the center of attention, not at the aforementioned Knicks game. SportsCenter, we are iconic.
Well, how about that? That is what it's all about.
Picking it up with some playoff basketball to start this one off. We got Knicks Sixers at the Garden. Game 2. The Knicks' last 3 wins in the postseason have come by at least 25 points. That's the longest streak in NBA playoff history. You got no Joel Embiid in this one, but the Sixers came to play. Tyrese Maxey backdoor dunk. And Maxey drives to the basket, gets the layup to fall. Efficient early. The Sixers up 6 here. The Knicks making a game. Jalen Brunson with a steal, shakes off the defender, lays it in. Knicks cut it to 1. Knicks in transition. Josh Hart hits a cutting OG Anunoby for 2. In less than 10 seconds left in the half, Maxey finds VJ Edgecombe. He knew I had to knock it down. Sixers up by 1 at the half. No Embiid, no problem early in the third, though. Knicks trailing. Karl Anthony Towns driving, hits the lay, the deuce, and the damage. Knicks down 1 after the free throw. Towns driving, a wild shot lands on top of the backboard. But you know what? We got skills. Maxey decides Andre Drummond should be able to get it with the broom, but that man can't get it done. Cat's like, listen, my house, my rules.
Well, it is his fault,
pop it out.
first of all, so he should have done that.
He should have. But Timothy Chalamet is like, that's my guy.
Okay.
So listen, that was a sign of strength for the Knicks, and here they come. Brunson lays it in, and the game is tied at 79. Honestly, popping that ball out really did well for them. VJ Edgecombe for 3, though. Sixers up 1 at the end of the third. A very close game. To the fourth quarter we go. Middle of the fourth, OG kicks it out to Hart. 4-3, that's a bucket. The game is tied at 99. Who will be the first to 100? Lawler's Law, we'll see. Brunson stops on the dime, hits the midi. The Knicks up 2. About a minute later, same score. Brunson hits the B button, spin move, gets it to go. Knicks up 103-99. Next possession, same score. Anunoby cuts to the paint, appears to hurt his leg. His shot is blocked, but the rebound gets to Mikal Bridges, who hits the J. Watch it go down, and boom goes the dynamite. OG would leave the game, not return. Knicks up 105-99. Now Paul George pulls up from 3, way short. Sixers can't get it done. Knicks win 108-102, a close one to take the 2-0 series lead.
I think we made things difficult. I also think they missed some good looks, so got away with a couple. But we strung some stops together down the stretch when we needed to, and created like a 5-6 point cushion, and then just kind of kept that.
I mean, we just found a way to execute, you know, and we got the stops that was needed, got the rebounds. I think that was something that was really in us with our offensive rebounding, and we found a way to get the stops and end those possessions. And on offense, I mean, huge shout out to Kale, to Jalen, making the big shots and giving us a lead like that. But our defense was something special.
We felt like we should have won it. Like I say, it came down to shot making at the end of the game. They were making shots, we wasn't. I felt like, Brunson made a lot of tough shots towards the end of the game. We missed wide open ones. I say he's a good player. He's going to score. We won't hold him scoreless. He's a good player. But I think we did a real good job. I said everyone was scoring for them.
Everyone was scoring for them. Wednesday night was the 14th time that Jalen Brunson and Karl Anthony Towns both have 20 points in the same playoff game. That ties Walt Frazier and Dave DeBusschere for most by any teammates in Knicks franchise history. They'll have a chance to break the tie Friday in Game 3.
NBA analyst Kendrick Perkins, kind enough to kick us with us here on SportsCenter. Kendrick, this game was more snug than my suit after dinner. But down the stretch, Knicks find a way to pull away in this bad boy. Who are you stamping as the man responsible for them being able to get this win?
Well, look, we know what big body Brunson is capable of doing, right? One of the best closers in the game. And he had his moments Karl Anthony Towns been huge defensively, but I got to show a lot of love to OG Anunoby. He's been spectacular all throughout this postseason and in this game tonight. He did it. He got it done on both ends of the floor. Been knocking down his three, showing his versatility, being a hell of a slasher off the ball that has opened up the offense for the New York Knicks. And defensively, he allowed the New York Knicks to go small, and when Karl Anthony Towns was in foul trouble in the second half and played the center position. OG Anunoby is the most important player on the New York Knicks far as their success and where they're trying to go. And if he continues to play at this level, there's nothing that's going to stop the Knicks from winning this series and advancing or getting out of the Eastern Conference.
I mean, as close as this game was, Perk, it's also important to note that the Sixers were without Joel Embiid, and it seemed like they just ran out of gas in this game. But what they showed you without their big man, can they win Game 3 back in Philly without Embiid?
Well, yeah, they can. And listen, it's going to be hard, but the one thing that I noticed tonight was the perimeter play. Kelly Oubre, Tyrese Maxey, VJ Edgecombe, Paul George, they all stepped up to play and was knocking down shots, especially early in the game. And that's why the game was so close, because they were playing at an elite level, especially when they decided to go small and go toe-to-toe with the New York Knicks. Now, can they win this series without Joel Embiid? Hell no, because we saw late in the fourth quarter what ended up happening when they couldn't make shots. They didn't have nothing else to go through. See, Joel Embiid is that big man that you could play through in the half-court set that's going to get you easy baskets, that's going to get to the free throw line when your shot is not falling. So, again, the 76ers, they came out, they fought, they made adjustments. I expect them to come out even better at home in Game 3. I still believe this series is going to go 6 or 7, giving the edge to the Knicks. But, hey, we in for a brawl for it all.
I like it. I like to see it. And, hey, the official Perk line of this, no Joel Embiid, can the Sixers win? Hell no. But we'll see. We'll see how it plays out. Game 3 on Friday back in the Philadelphia. But we've got more basketball series to preview. We've got some Thursday night games to look ahead to in just a few minutes with Perk.
Rolling, but not the case for Joel Embiid. They were without the Sixers, with the big fella, for Game 2 against the Knicks. But somehow this one wound up way more competitive. 6:30 left in the fourth quarter. It's a 3-point game. Josh Hart makes it a 6-point game. A minute later, we're still locked up at 99, and this is where Jalen Brunson decides to go to work. Pull-up game proper. Middies are free. Knicks back up 2. 4 minutes to go. It's a 2-point game. Tyrese Maxey with a good look. It does not go. The Knicks just always so relentless on the boards, and then we go to the other end. Brunson putting poor Dominique Barlow in the cycle. Mid-ranger falls. Next Sixers possession. VJ Edgecombe can't get it to fall either. It's like a lid is on the rim for Philly at this point, and the Garden's going crazy, especially when Mikal Bridges hits a step-back jumper like that. 6-point game at that point, 34 seconds left. One more chance for Philly. It's Paul George heaving something up from 27 feet. It touches nothing. Knicks win Game 2, 108-102. Big body Brunson on how they got it done in the clutch post-game.
Most importantly, just staying poised, staying composed. Just figuring it out, just one play at a time, one step at a time, and not looking too far ahead. And when they make it faster, when they go up 1 or we take the lead back, just focusing and paying attention to the details, and just find a way how to just make the next play on the other side of the ball.
It's just us executing, being disciplined, finding a way to get a gritty win. Something that, for better or for worse, hasn't been in our cards the last 4 games, but this showed a lot about our locker room and our team.
I mean, we played good enough defense to win that game, especially in the fourth. But again, hold them to 19 in the fourth. You got to hope you can score more than 20 in a quarter.
We now welcome in Michael Wilbon from Madison Square Garden. Wilbon, you had a front row seat to the action tonight, back and forth battle, an uncharacteristically close game for the Knicks. But what was the key for New York's ability to get the win down the stretch?
I mean, they're going to always point to defensively something that was done. I don't know whether it was just errant shooting on the part of the 76ers or really stifling defense on the part of the Knicks. But after making 12 of the first 24 three-point shots they attempted, the 76ers then missed 9 of 10 to end the game. And a three-point lead turned into a deficit, and they seem to have no way to overcome it despite, and that's why I'm going to err. If I'm going to err, it's going to be on the side of saying the Sixers just missed shots, because they had some good looks, if not wide open shots, several times on those final 10 three-point attempts. Couldn't make any. And that was the game in one that was tied 25 times and one that and had 14 lead changes. So it was back and forth. It was everything that the Sixers could have wanted to stay in this game without Joel Embiid, but ultimately could not hit enough shots down the stretch to close it.
Right, and as you mentioned, credit to Philly, no Joel Embiid and still kept it this close. Questions remain about if he will be available for Game 3 in Philly on Friday, but can the Sixers get over the hump if they are still without Embiid?
Well, of course, they're going to point to having won Game 2 in Boston without Embiid. They've played enough without him this year to know what it feels like. It's not like it's a shock to the system because he's missing a game for the first time. But Joel Embiid came back, and after being rusty in the first game he played in the Boston series, they won 3 in a row with Embiid. So, we don't even know if he's going to be available for Friday. We're not going to know that yet. Who knows how long, whether that'll go to a game time decision or whether they'll figure out something with the training staff in the next day or so as this series moves to Philadelphia. But the 76ers clearly need him in the lineup Friday and Sunday. The Knicks have won games and played well in Philadelphia, so it's no guarantee. But that's the Sixers' best chance, particularly when Karl Anthony Towns is playing as well as he is, the opposite number of Joel Embiid with a near triple-double. So with that in mind, they're going to look to get Embiid ready. There's one question that was out there right after the game, which is, wow, why didn't the Sixers think seriously, or maybe they did, about not playing Joel Embiid in Game 1, resting him that game and getting him back for this? All second-guessing now. The attention turns to what's going to happen Friday night in Philadelphia.
Yeah, of course, hindsight always 20/20, but the Knicks a 2-0 series lead. The series shifts to Philly Friday. Michael Wilbon, thanks as always for the insight.
Gales here with you. Thunder still rolling like the novel from Mildred Taylor after beating the Lakers in Game 1 Tuesday. LA was held to just 90 points, their fewest in any playoff tilt since 2021. It was the Lakers' 6th straight loss against number 1 seeds. They're without a win against one since 2008. The Thunder have simply had the Lakers number. LA is 0-5 against OKC this season, with the losses coming by an average of 27 points per game. The 18-point loss in Game 1 was actually the second closest between the two. However, 3 of those were without Luka Doncic, who has been out for over a month with a hamstring strain. In the first round, he became the first scoring champ in NBA history to miss an entire playoff series. And at this point, the Don is dying to get back.
It's very frustrating. I don't think people understand how frustrating it is. All I want to do is play basketball, especially this time. It's the best time to play basketball. It's very frustrating, seeing what my team is doing. I'm very proud of them. But it's been very tough, just to see it and watch them play.
Okay, so let's get Perk back into the fold here on the heels of that. With Luka's status still TBD and low-key unlikely, what can the Lakers do to even this series besides putting in a prayer request?
I was just about to say that. First, they got to pray. They got to pray. Second of all, look, they got to find a way to score some points. LeBron James did his part, and I understand you're going against an all-time great defensive team, but Marcus Smart and Austin Reeves, they combined 7 for 31 from the field. And that's not going to cut it, especially against the champs. I understand Marcus Smart, look, he has the assignment of guarding SGA. He's picking them up 94 feet. But at this moment, this is an audition for Austin Reeves, right? This is a moment to show why he should be considered a franchise guy moving forward in the near future. This is a big stage. Is he ready to dance tonight? Do y'all realize that Austin Reeves in all the playoff games he done played in the Los Angeles Lakers uniform, he has never scored over 25 points in a game? And so when you think about where the Lakers are going when Luka does return, whether that's this season or next season, is Austin Rivers that guy? Is he a Robin? And he has to show up and show out, especially if the Lakers are going to even stand a chance or win a game in this series against the Thunder.
It's going to be an interesting series. But let's pivot to the East. We got to start with this Cavs-Pistons series. Despite the Cavs making it interesting late, Detroit showing that they're the 1 seed, got the Game 1 win. But, Perk, where do the Cavs need to improve in Game 2 to even the series?
Where you want me to start? With a certain level of physicality? Stop getting pumped? That's where we going to start first. Jared Allen, Evan Mobley. Are y'all going to man up? Evan Mobley, are you going to show why you was the former Defensive Player of the Year and start being physical and imposing your will? James Harden, what are you going to do? Like, at some point, they gotta pull the string on James Harden and make a business decision, especially in the fourth quarter, if they're going to even rock with him. Because last night what we witnessed a lot of guys late in the fourth when the game got tight that was on the perimeter, Donovan Mitchell, James Harden, Max Strus, that are not known as defenders, were out there trying to guard Cade and Tobias, and they was just having it their way. So again, we watched James be a turnover king throughout these playoffs, even last game. How much is Kenny Atkinson going to allow him to get away with and make a business decision and say, you know what, I'm going to go and lean towards Ellis or maybe a Dennis Schroeder to come in and give us some type of tenacity on the perimeter.
I need a little bit more fearing from the beard right there. But elsewhere in the Eastern Conference, Celtics president of basketball operations, Brad Stevens, spoke today regarding the alleged rift between Jaylen Brown and the team. Perk's already ready to dive in. Because we also heard from Brown himself, who took to Twitch to voice his side. So before we get your take, we got to listen to what they had to say.
I talked to Jaylen Monday a little bit after he just real quickly and was nothing but positive. He has not expressed those frustrations to me. We've been here 10 years together, and I do think that, you know, obviously I love JB and everybody around here loves JB. And, you know, I think just like any of our other guys, as we get to the end of the season, you know, I'll be here and my door's always open. And if anybody ever wants to come in and talk about it.
I hate that Brad even had to respond to this. Like I said, me and Brad had a great relationship, and I can play in Boston for the next 10 years. I love Boston. So with that being said, moving on, I say this and I stand on this again, and y'all can clip this up. This was my favorite season of my career.
His favorite season of his career. Perk, I just want to get your reaction to what we just heard.
Well, first, Jaylen Brown, just go on vacation, bro. Just go on vacation. At this point, you're still doubling down, and it's not even making sense to a lot of people. Hold yourself to a level of accountability. You're the one that led this team to a first-round exit. You're the one that led this team to giving up three home game losses to the Philadelphia 76ers. And at the end of the day, this doesn't help anything. And this is my problem with a lot of guys that are still playing that decide to go in the streaming or podcast space, because you don't know how you could affect the organization, the locker room, wherever it may be. Now, I also did listen to some of the past streams that Jaylen Brown has done throughout the course of the season, and I know he kept promising the fans that, hey, Jason Tatum is going to come on one day. Well, we have yet to see Jason Tatum. And saying comments like this, like, you know, this is his favorite season, especially with a season that he won a championship and finals MVP, it just sends a bad message and give bad energy to the whole entire Celtic organization.
Perk telling that man to take 1, 2, 3 Cancun seriously. I get it. Perk, we appreciate the bars as
go
always,
away, bro.